Hello everybody and welcome to episode 106 of Trials and Trebuchets. I am your dungeon master here yelling at you in your ears, Luke, and I'm joined by my players as always whose names are...
We're all very professional here. Hi, my name is Ben, and I play the level 6 gnome wizard, Windsor Wallaby, along with his cutty little companion, Mr. Wiggles. That's
Hi,
it.
hello everyone. Hello everyone, it's me, Carla, and I play the level 6 Tiefling Roguelock, level 5 Rogue, level 1 Warlock, Integrity, Idle Berry. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home anytime she goes away. Aira.
Oh my god.
Allaro.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the level 6 half-elf bard. Have you seen Miss Aira Allaro? Dang, she's gone and wandered off. I know I've been searching campus grounds. Where'd she run around?
Oh, this is great. This is gonna be good.
And my name is Sam, and I play the level 6 human sorceress, Serenep Cinderman, ready to face her fears, but first she has to help someone else face their fears.
Aww.
Last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students spoke to their new headmaster, Say Crow, the proprietor of Crow Mercantile Corporation, and gave him some minor pointers on being a good headmaster, before then going off and attending to their own pre-trip chores. Mira had a cute lunch with her girlfriend, Serenep house-trained Virgil, Windsor checked in with Yogg about their campus walk and spoke about, privacy, and then finally Integrity researched Arcane Flow so she could extract memories from her salvaged wand, the 90 episode plot arc, sub-arc.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
It's actually more than 100 episodes because this is 106, and it was episode 4 that the wand showed up.
102 episodes.
Finally, the students arrived at the Planar Research Department to find the portal open to the plane of Isithil, as well as their mentor preparing for their expedition, and notably a missing Aira Allaro.
We sang 2 songs about it.
In case you couldn't tell, that's what's going on. In case, just a
and that's
third
what
reminder.
this episode's about.
That the name of this episode is going to be Where in the World is Aira Allaro? We have 2 Aira Allaro song intros. This is a thorough reminder in case you didn't remember. There's one thing you need to know.
Who is Aira again?
That's a good question.
I think it's a candy.
I think they're the 5th year, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's a Patreon NPC.
Yeah.
Aira, it's a country on these North Islands in Europe.
It's the Allaro archipelago.
So, you're all in the basement of the Planar Research Department. It's this large room. There's a circular platform where there's a big rift open between space, between your dimension or your plane and the alternative plane, the plane of Isithil, where you're trying to go. Through it, you can see beautiful, saturated colors, the sounds and delights of nature, but you can't go in there yet because you have opted to help search for Aira Allaro, belonging to the other team consisting of Murundine Purebone, Veldin Deeplake, Karina Lindman, and all mentored by the wonderful Dessa Truebeard, who is currently sitting on a bench with her head in her hands, looking like she's going to rip her hair out or someone else's hair out. She looks incredibly stressed. Artis is fretting with your packs and doing like a 17th last minute check to make sure everything is there and everything's prepared to go. He's dressed in a large purple poncho and has his own well-stocked purple pack upon his back. It's a good sentence. And the 3 other students down here. There's 3 other students down here and then like 1 attendant. The attendant isn't super substantial for this unless you wanted to speak to them about any shit, but you have 20 minutes, so I don't know if you'd want to waste your time doing that. The other 3 students down here are Murundine Purebone, Veldin, and then Karina. Veldin and Murundine are kind of clustered together. Murundine's kind of like crouching down on his, like, standing on the balls of his feet and like crouched down so that his ear is like at Veldin's height, and they seem like Veldin seems to be like whispering stuff to him and like gesturing with his hands. And Murundine's just kind of watching his mentor, like his eyes are like flitting around watching the different people in the room. You all might even notice that his eyes rest upon you for like a couple seconds here and there, right?
I
He
wave.
just seems he just seems very like it seems like his mind is racing. And then Karina is seated on not seated, I apologize. She is standing next to one of these large glass cabinets that line the walls of this room. They're holding these large spheres, almost like Christmas ornament looking things made of different materials that are used to travel between the planes. And she's just staring at one of these things through the glass and seems to be just like arms crossed and like very tense looking. And they're all wearing these like, I get to describe Isithil outfits, and I love that. They're all wearing like these bright red, I don't think leather, like almost like looks like a hardened leatherish kind of material, right? Like if you recall the last time you went to Isithil, you all had ponchos and they had poncho stuff as well, right? Which were like a thinner, almost like just dyed textile of some sort. Not something you ever really thought about, but theirs looks at this point to be like some sort of like hardened like leather. Like it definitely looks very rigid and difficult to move in. They're wearing like these very extensive, like almost rubber boot looking things, and they have big leather gloves on, and like it's like a big collar, and they have ponchos on top. They look very much like prepared for something to go bad, I might
Overly
say.
prepared, maybe.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
My gosh.
So
Nothing bad happens in Isithil.
what do you all do?
Well,
You have 20
we have
minutes.
20 minutes.
We should probably ask like where they've already looked.
Yeah.
Probably.
So I'm
I
gonna
think that would probably be.
run towards them and be like, okay, so you want to help. Where was the last place that you saw Aira? Or where have you looked?
Who are you asking this to? Are you running over to, because there's 3 separate groups here, right? There's Dessa, there's Marundine and Veldin.
The group that is most likely to not kill me for intruding in their affairs.
Which is?
So
Well,
like,
it's not gonna be Karina.
yeah, not Karina.
Definitely
not Dessa. Probably like
Okay.
Veldin and
Marundine and Veldin.
Yeah.
So the rest of you also rush over here?
I think I go over to
Um,
Karina.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I'm just gonna like kind of stand between the groups and just like listen to what they're saying so that like
Okay.
I can head out right away as soon as I know where they've already looked.
Okay. Winsler?
I'm gonna go up the stairs, and I'm just gonna like peek my head out into the hall and just like look.
She's right there.
Okay.
Preemptive
There she
scan.
She's clinging to the ceiling like
I'm
a
already
bat.
helping.
Yeah. No. Let's start with that one then, because that's, I think, the easiest. Because it likely won't be a conversation unless you, again, feel like wasting your 20 minutes. Winsler, you peek up the stairs and you see 2 attendants feverishly, like, throwing jars. It seems like they have a small cart of things, and if you recall, this upstairs area was like, there's pieces of lawn clipping, there's soil and sand and little pieces of water, like little water sprayed all over the floor. There's like little cutout from paper, like streamer banners that are like depictions of weird animals and stuff to the best of their artistic ability. You see them at this point pulling out from the cart just little jars with like pieces of stone in them, like a very porous looking stone, and just smashing them on the ground and like throwing them around. And they just seem like frantic. And like one of them smashes one on the ground near the corner, and the other one will be like, "No, you idiot, no, like it has to be like this." And like they'll run over and like with a broom and like move the little stones around a little bit. But that's the energy upstairs right now, Winsler. You do not see Aira anywhere here.
All right, I'm gonna slowly move back down.
Okay. Who wants to go first? Integrity or Serenep?
I don't care who
doesn't
goes first.
matter.
Okay, Integrity sprints Integrity sprints the 5 feet over to Veldin. We hear like that cartoon like stopping noise of like, you know the one, like from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
As she like quickly accelerates and decelerates. Veldin, a short, black-haired halfling, I guess it goes without saying that he's short, I apologize. A regular-sized black-haired halfling with very pale skin. He has like these dark bags under his eyes and dark eyes at that. He will look up at you, Integrity, as does Marundine when you run over, and I think he'll say, "Oh, are you all not going to, are you going to help out, or are you, like, you don't have to help out. I'm sure we can find her by ourselves."
Well, there's not a lot of time left, and I sort of don't want you guys to have a terrible research because, you know, we're friends. I don't know if you see me as a friend, but I see you as a friend because we're all friends here, I think. And Ira's my friend, and I want to make sure that she's fine.
When you say like, "Oh, Ira's my friend," and blah blah blah, yeah, I think Velden would like smile weakly at that and like nod along, like, "Oh yes, I empathize with what you're saying here." Mirundine would, I think, stand up and he will say, "We haven't looked for her because we didn't know she was missing all day. But apparently she went missing last night." Or didn't go home last night.
Well, that makes
this electric boogaloo.
That makes this missing story a little bit more.
And he'll point over his shoulder at Karina, who is standing over by herself, and who Serenap you're walking over towards, and he'll say, "Karina was the last person that saw her last night, and we all assume, we all assume that she." And he'll like hushedly. He looks like almost like he hunches down a little bit, which is not, I think, something you've often seen Rundine do. He seems pretty like usually very upright, very loud, very
obnoxious.
Obnoxious about some like the way he speaks. You know, you all understand who Mirundine is. But in this moment he seems almost like hushedly being like, you know how she is. You know, so. We all, and then Velden down from below. Well, wow, that's rude. Velden will say, "Yeah, we think that Karina might have said something to her that made her really upset, but we haven't seen her all day. She wasn't in alchemy or anything."
Okay. Well, we have no clue where she might be, so we might have to start looking for her. And I'm going to raise my hand because I'm also sort of stressed because I do not want to miss going to Esethel, but then there's lack of time. So I'm just like, why the heck are you guys just sitting around then? Kind of deal. But I'm not going to say that. No, I'm just going to lift my hand like, we probably should start looking for her then, right?
Hint, hint.
Serenap.
Yep.
You walk over to Karina. You likely overhear bits of this other conversation, as do you, Mira. Since you're listening, I think you'd be easily just like standing there, ears like puckered, waiting to hear all this, to do this eavesdropping. I think you can hear these conversations easily. It's not a large room, and it is a tall room, but there's probably an echo. So conversations are difficult to be private. But Serenap, you walk over to Karina. She seems to be staring like at really angrily. I think you can see her reflection in the glass, and she just has this angry expression. Her brow is like furrowed, and she's just like glaring at this wooden sphere in the cupboard. It doesn't seem like she's glaring at the wooden sphere. It just seems like she's glaring, and it happens to be in her path. What do you want to say to her?
I'm gonna walk over to her, and I'm gonna stand in front of her, and I'm going to I'm not going to change my arms are on my side, like a very open posture, and I'm going to say, "Are you all right?"
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Are you sure?
You can make an insight check.
Sure. Why are you laughing like that? Because she's very clearly not
loved
fine.
Ben's reaction.
All right then, chill.
The reaction was, "Oh no, we're looking into this." 19 plus 5 for 24. I can't count. Oh god.
Holy fuck. All right.
I can't do math.
She's, first of all, distinctly not okay. It's like that. I'm not angry when they yell it at you, right? You know, that kind of energy. Additionally, there is like, as you walk up, Serenap, she like turns to face you, and in that moment, like, she is still making like just scowling and looks angry and says like, "Yeah, I'm fine, right? Thank you." But so not only, yes, you know very clearly it's nothing, like it's not fine. But also like you do know that Karina's been high strung for a couple of weeks now, right? Just based on your interactions with her or speaking with Angelica. Combined with that, there seems to be a bit of like worry on her face. It's not all just anger, right?
Serenep is going to hold her hand out to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to say, if you don't want to tell me, that's okay, but I am here for you. And I'm going to hold my hand out to her, and I'm going to wait.
Like shaking hands? What do you mean?
Like a hand out, like she's going to, like, if she takes her hand, she's going to pull her up and hug her, basically. Like, her hand is out, like, in a gesture.
An
And mind you, she does know Karina's, like, not usually, so, like, she's like, but she's waiting.
I think she'll look at your hand, like glare at your hand for a couple of seconds and like close her eyes and like almost looks like she's calmed down a bit. She's going to say, I'm not going to hug you right now.
Okay.
Or ever.
Or ever.
Okay. That's fair.
So are the rest of you going to leave? Like, why are you still here? Like, this isn't your problem. You guys can just leave.
Well, you're our friends. Something's happening. We tend to put our nose into business that doesn't really belong to us anyway, so this isn't really different. We want to help.
For the audience, Ben just stuck his thumbs up and went, yeah, pretty much.
That's our job.
So what are you going to try? What information do you want from her? What are you going to try to get from her? Or are you just trying to comfort her? What's the play here, Serenep?
Very clearly, this is causing stress along with other things. So I think she's going to say, I'm not going to ask anything too specific that if you're not comfortable with answering them. I am only going to ask, do you have an idea of where Aira might be or where you last saw her? I won't ask anything else.
We were in the divination building last night doing like final research.
Okay.
And I asked her and she'll like stop herself and like close her eyes and shake her head as if she's like, I'm not going to continue saying that. And she's going to say, and then she got offended and ran off somewhere with all of her things. I went and checked her room this morning and Lucia said that she wasn't back all night. And I was like, oh, well, not my problem. And now it is because she's not here.
Do you have an idea of where she might go? Like, what's her comfort place at the school? Or like, what is your group's comfort place?
She doesn't look like she looks perplexed when you ask her that question, like shakes her head and like raises a hand and says,
wait, you guys are having comfort places?
I just mean like, well, everyone has a comfort place, even if they don't really realize it. It's somewhere that they go when they want to focus on stuff, if they want to do something else, a comfort place.
The greenhouses are nearby. I don't know. She's a, you know,
yeah,
like a dirt person. That, you know.
Wow.
I do know what you mean. Yes.
Oh my
okay.
gosh. Dirt person.
Like maybe she went there.
Okay. Do you want to come help us look, or do you want to stay here and rest?
I'm going to stay here and keep getting ready.
Okay.
To go and do research.
Okay. And she's going to put her hand on her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna say, I know it doesn't look like it right now, but everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I know everything's going to be okay, Serenep.
Oh my gosh.
I know, but sometimes it helps to hear it. I don't know.
Make a persuasion check for me.
So explosive.
Okay. Oh, shit. Good persuasion. Oh my god. These are good dice. 17 plus 6, 23.
Holy shit. Perfect. Okay.
Your dices are
she
so good.
These are the new dice, too.
She says that she does not recoil from you putting your hand on her shoulder, however. So, all that being said, all of you heard this. Karina is not quiet or subtle about any of this.
Yes.
What's the plan, y'all?
I think we should split up and search dirt places.
Split up and we gotta find places with high volumes of dirt.
I think, check the greenhouses. If not there, maybe check the office in the chapel.
I was thinking that.
A couple of different places, but I think greenhouse first would be a good idea. If we want to split up and cover more ground, that's good too.
One of us might want to search. Oh, I should be up 2 octaves. Maybe one of us should be looking in maybe the Marshall field, because I know that she's all about like archery and bows, and maybe like she needs to unwind, so maybe she's there shooting at things. That's the vibe that I got from interacting with her twice ever.
Yeah, that's a good place too.
Doesn't Integrity know a little bit more than Carla does? Because like, they've gotten to know each other a little bit more. What else does Integrity know about Aira apart from being a dirt person and liking archery?
Make a charisma check to see if you are actually any
How
closer.
open?
Yeah,
She's with me. I can do that.
just flat charisma.
Ooh, that's a D20 plus charisma, 22.
It's a D20 plus charisma.
Oh, a 20. I got a crit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All of our good rolls are
Um,
going to be used now, and then we're going to die in Isthel.
We're gonna
I think
die.
I think to one of your study sessions in the time that we've not seen, she probably showed up and was like covered head to toe in dirt. Actually, or
Do we
like
just
soil.
have a mud pool somewhere?
Why have
It's
I
not
never heard
bath.
of this?
In a spa.
And told you that she really enjoys like going and like lying down in like the greenhouses.
Oh, okay.
All right, weirdo.
All right. So who wants to go to the greenhouse? Who wants to go to everywhere else where there's dirt? Who wants to go do you think I don't think that she would want to go back to her mom.
She might, actually. I hadn't thought about that. I can try to go find her mom. I've spoken to her a couple times. I know where she teaches and stuff.
That
It
might
is like 11 p.m. at night. Keep that in mind.
True.
That's true.
Or like 11:30ish.
Yeah.
I'm willing to take greenhouse. The fastest of us could go to the field the archery area.
It's not me.
Probably integrity, right?
yeah,
Integrity's
I
fast,
could
yeah.
totally sprint there.
Hmm. You guys are in a relatively centralized part of campus.
I
Okay.
would
No.
like
Wonderful.
So-
to go to the greenhouse personally.
Okay. Okay.
Team up.
I mean, nothing's keeping you all from going to the same places other than
I can
like
check the chapel if you guys are at the greenhouse and you're at the field.
A brisk walk.
Yeah. I'm going to go run to the field. The two of you, Winsler and Serenov, go to the greenhouse. And Mira is going to go to the chapel. And we will meet back here in 10 minutes so that we are super early.
She can't hide from
You
all
guys
of
are
us.
non-existent watches.
If we see Aira, we should walk and talk with her so that no one's late.
Yes. And
Yes.
if she resists,
Do not insinuate
Talk
what I
to
think
her.
you're insinuating. Integrity.
integrity.
no,
Integrity.
no. Talk to her.
Come to Isithil or die.
We were meant to be walkie-talkie study buddies,
Die
not,
there or die here.
not come with us or die.
Come with us or we'll stare at you with big sad eyes.
Uncomfortably.
I don't know.
We're not
And-
mad. We're just disappointed.
Velden, Mirandine, what are you guys going to do?
Mirandine looks down at Velden, and Velden will go, "Oh, we can look around like the other side of campus at like the courtyards and stuff where there's flower beds.
There's dirt there.
There is
There's-
dirt.
there's
Yeah.
dirt.
Guys, when she said dirt person, she didn't literally mean dirt person. She doesn't like burrow into
That's
the ground.
that's all
and-
the information we got right now.
Well, she does, based on that study meeting with integrity.
She is a dirt person.
All right.
Dirt is her comfort place.
It's good
So-
stuff.
I'm going to put my hand up and be like, be back in 10 minutes. 10. And I'm going to put my hand up and I'm going to be like, okay, separate. Let's go.
Okay.
I high five her with her hand, and then I head out.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, some of you run through, like you all have this conversation as you climb up the stairs. At the top of the stairs, before you all split, Integrity goes 10 minutes and holds her hands up. Mira high fives them.
I guess I high four
Like,
her. Whatever.
Visceral. What?
Because
I was
one
like,
of,
well, yeah. Anyways, and then you all split in your different directions. Some of you running out through that door that's immediately next to the stairwell, and some of you running through this corridor that has been very poorly decorated, like some sort of natural recreation of Isithil, to go out the doors on the other side. Much to the chagrin of the two workers in here that are trying to make it very specific, who look like they rub their temples when you run through their puddles and sand.
Makes it more
and
authentic.
then like if this was a stylized television show, a big 10 would flash on the screen to let us know that we
Clap.
have 10 minutes.
Ticking timer sound effect, like
Yeah.
very faintly in the background.
Okay. Everyone give me investigation checks.
Yay! 14 plus 3, 17.
18
Finally,
plus
a good roll.
2, 20.
I got 19.
Nice.
15 plus 4, 19.
Really good
Same. That's what I got
rolls.
too, Ben.
Heck yeah.
Exactly.
Dunk. Okay. Mira,
Oh.
you arrive at the old chapel where your offices are, where so much weird shit is known to be. You open the large gate that blocks the path leading into the front door, and close it behind you likely, and then run up the shallow steps and open these large wooden front doors. And when you enter, it's cold in here. Not as cold as it's historically been, and it's very much more comfortable, as you would likely assume, in the weeks since Nesca has been vamoosed. And walking through here, where are you going to check? Are you going to check upstairs, downstairs?
I'm going to check like Ira's office, and then I'll kind of
Okay.
like peek my head into the other doors just as I'm going.
Okay. You walk up the stairs. You walk across this wooden flooring on the second floor, and you hear like as you walk across that center of the hallway, as all of you probably have noticed and has been like a topic of small talk amongst the first years, is like there's a weird sound in the floor sometimes when you step on it. And luckily enough, when you step on it, there's a weird sound as if something's hollow. But you carry on. The office that is Mirundine, or that belongs to Aira and her team, is the office that was the former Oblex lab, where Bailey Blue had fed and kept the Oblex, where all of you had
Jellifer.
broken through a bookcase to a secret chamber.
Yeah,
You
I'm
open-
also gonna stick my head there in case she's not in here. Just call up there, just in case she's hiding in the bird place like a fucking weirdo.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, that's also dirty, like all the bird
Yeah,
poop,
exactly. That's why I
probably.
thought about it.
You go in, she's been accepted by the bird people as the new queen.
Oh my gosh,
Good
or
for her.
just see Ira with wings.
Oh my god.
She's an Ira Cockra.
Oh my fucking god.
That was really good. So you open the door. The walls are lined with new shelves, and the shelves themselves are filled with cages of some sort, books about draconic creatures and magical creature trapping methodology, essentially, right? Which is like kind of the MO of Dessa and why they're going. There's just like stuff scattered. It's not as disorganized as the other offices. I say stuff is scattered. It's scattered in a very clear way. And additionally, you would notice that there's 4 discrete workspaces, and one of them is much, much, much tidier than the others, and there's no like stuff left out. What else would you notice in here? You don't see Aira in here, nor do you see any of her stuff, other than like what would be at her workspace, like a book or something that she was reading. And you would see that the bookshelf that had been broken open has just been torn off the wall, Mira. And you have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the small amount of light peeking in through the door behind you permits you to, like, sheds a little bit of light into that cavern, enough to let you see quite a distance. And what you do see in there is essentially a carpet of little black birds, of little crows, staring in silence as you open the door.
Hi? Have you seen Ira?
They squawk loudly at you. And just like, it's almost deafening. It's like someone's holding a megaphone of birds squawking against you.
I didn't get a chance to say this, but I figured it would be assumed in terms of my outfit that I would be wearing the Isithil coat, which allows me to
Yes.
cast Speak with Animals.
Yes.
Can I use that for once in 106 episodes?
Absolutely, you can. You cast Speak with Animals. What does that spell do, Sarah?
Let me.
Seems pretty
find-
self-explanatory, but
Yeah,
I just
I
want
mean,
to make
let's use-
sure.
let's use Speak
They're
with
all just
Animals, but-
screaming.
You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration, which is 10 minutes. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day. You might even be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the DM's discretion.
Okay. So you wearing this bright yellow jacket covered in rat tails and swan feathers dyed a yellow, activate its magic for the first time?
Yes.
Is this the first? Okay.
I don't think I've ever cast it before.
And the I was just making sure that you'd never done it on like your own time, right?
I've probably tried to cast it just to like talk to Kurogami, but it didn't work. Okay.
So at this point, the rat tails and swan feathers start like lifting up as if there is a small updraft that is pushing them upwards and start like fluttering in a non-existent wind.
Ew.
The jacket itself begins to glow like a neon sign. It glows, and you are suddenly you have the ability to speak to beasts. You still hear screeching at you. I.
Hello. Hi. I'm looking for somebody who might have come by here in the past day. Did you perhaps see somebody named Aira? Dark hair, elf, kind of stinky.
A silence rushes over this crowd of crows and other black birds as they are shocked to be able to comprehend what you are saying, or you to be speaking directly to them. Almost in a chorus, they will say, "Bring us Warlock!"
I don't know any warlocks, but I'm looking for,
I
fucking called it. I knew they were saying her initials. I fucking knew it. I've been saying this for weeks. Okay.
Vera does that in character.
No, that's Sarah.
Yeah.
No, sorry. I don't think I can help you with that, but, do you want snacks? I have snacks. I'm really just looking for my friend Aira.
The bunch of them start coming forwards, flapping forwards. A small parade of birds rushes outwards, and they all yell, "Snacks! Give snacks! Give snacks! Bring Warlock! Corn! Give corn!"
Yeah.
I don't know any warlocks, but I do have corn chips in the other room. I can bring you corn chips.
So you're gonna run to your office?
Yes, I'm just gonna dash there very quickly.
Okay. Do you leave the door open?
Time to feed the birds.
Free the birds.
I'm in a rush, so I'm gonna say yes.
As you rush over to your office and unlock and open the door, the birds crowd into the falling hot on your heels, crowding into this hallway and going, "Aye, corn, grain, bran," and just demanding different stuff. And you can grab a bunch of you just rip open these little bags of food and just crunch them and just start throwing them on the ground.
They're even from Crow Mercantile Corporation, so they kind of fit with the naming.
Bring Warlock!
I don't know any warlocks, but can you please help me? Just tell me if you saw Aira, please.
Make an animal handling
These
check.
are corn chips.
With advantage, because you fed them. With advantage, because you fed them.
Okay, 13, and that fell on the floor.
But what did it roll?
You can re-roll it because it fell off.
That's a 7, sorry. Okay, a 13 and a 7. Okay,
re-roll it because it fell off. So
okay. That's another 7. Okay, cool.
Oh,
so
okay.
13 plus, what's my animal handling? 1, so 14.
Okay. One of them, a very rotund raven, will look you directly in the eyes as it snaps a corn chip directly in half.
Jesus Christ.
Similar to how you would imagine it would do a finger, and it just kind of startles you for a moment, and then it will look you in the eyes, like with one eye, because it can't look quite straight, and it turns its head and looks at you with its right eye, and will say, "Bring Warlock, no Aira, I."
Okay, so you did not see Aira, is that correct?
A chorus of "No!" yells at you.
That is all I needed to know. I am very sorry that you don't have your Warlock. I hope you can find them soon. I hope you enjoy your corn chips. Goodbye.
No! I!
And
As
I'm
you
gonna
run down the stairs.
Yeah.
The chapel is lousy with blackbirds and crows and ravens and other such things right now. But that's a problem for another moment.
Jesus Christ.
Integrity Idleberry.
Yes, that's me.
You rush your way, sprinting along the paved paths of Wildcliff at this time of night, the moonlight lighting your path, and you arrive at a mostly abandoned. That's a bad way to phrase it. What?
Mostly
You arrive-
abandoned.
it's not abandoned. It's not abandoned at all. I don't know why I said that. You arrive at an empty evocation department, and within it, the evocation field, which you have been in just the other day, it is shaped like a hockey rink, like that elliptical, or it's shaped like an ellipse.
Capsule.
And you got a 19, if I do recall.
Yes.
Okay. You kind of take a few steps out onto the field itself, just poking around, looking around, like maybe calling out Aira's name, just looking for her. You don't see anything. Some like martial applications equipment has been stored at the far end of the field. The wooden stage that the Council of Administrators were sitting upon just yesterday is like leaned up against one of the walls, like upright, as if it's not been fully put away yet. The field itself seems to be poorly kept. It looks a lot less green than it did yesterday, almost like it was magically amplified to look a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
But it is like browning a bit in the autumn cold. And you see no trace of Aira.
Mm-hmm.
I think what you do see, however, is out of the corner of your eye, every couple of moments, like when you're like scanning the field, you'll like scan from right to left, and you're just moving your head. And then when your head stops moving, it's almost like out of the corner of your eye, you'll see a little stone in the wall move. And then you'll look at the stone and it's not moving anymore. And you might continue on being able to convince yourself, oh, that's just something I'm seeing. It's just like the moonlight playing tricks on my eyes. And then every time you do this, every time like you stop for a moment, it's almost like a stone moves again.
By stone meaning like a pebble on the ground.
Like a brick in the wall.
Oh.
It's like, it's almost look like they're sliding.
Oh. Okay, that's weird. Can I investigate? So are they is it far from me or is it close to me?
I had imagined you like walking like near the edge of the field, or maybe in one of the breezeways. So realistically,
Yes.
yeah, they could be close to you. You could just go up to one of the ones. Like you can very clearly see, oh, that is the stone I thought was moving, and like stare at it for a couple of seconds, and it's just not moving. And you could go up to it if you would like.
Okay, I'm going to.
It's not moving. It's not going anywhere. You can walk up to it.
I'm going to bring out my mage hand
Okay.
and make it go there, and then move the stone if it's movable.
It doesn't slide, but it doesn't slide left to right or up or down, but it does slide in and out. So it, like, if you wanted to pull it out, it feels like you could.
I'm very curious.
Dangerous.
I think that I'm going to pull one with my
Okay.
mage hand.
It's this. How far away are you standing?
I'm standing in the breezeway. And how far is the stone?
If you're standing in the breezeway, it would probably be like 10 feet. If you're standing at the farthest extent, like if you're standing on like the edge and you're like going to grab something from the wall, you'd be like at most 10 feet away from it.
Okay. Yeah. Because like
Okay.
I feel like what I'm thinking about is the priority is finding Aira, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to deep dive into investigating this thing.
Mhm.
I'm just curious. So I'm just gonna use my mage hand and like wiggle it a
You
bit.
pull the brick out. As soon as it gets out, it falls to the ground as the mage hand is not strong enough to carry its full weight.
Yeah.
And it's just dark. You don't see anything. It does look like the wall there's something in there, some sort of chamber, right? Some sort of hollowness behind that wall, but you can't see anything until you like move your head a little bit, and then you see glinting in the moonlight a single eye watching you for a second, and then it just ducks down and away, and you almost hear scuttling, a loud scuttling in the walls, as if something was rushing away quickly.
I am going to run away. Like this is one of the things where I'm like, if I had more time, I'm going to investigate it, but right now there's a different priority.
Terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
And-
spooky. I don't like that it scuttles.
I'll make sure to put it in a sticky note so I don't forget that there's a thing that happened.
Well, this isn't the first time it's happened. So,
What do you mean this isn't the first time?
yeah. I think as you run, everyone else, like we the observer, see like another, like as you like return to the planar research department integrity, another stone right before you open, or like right before you go in through the door, another stone like moves out to the side of one of the buildings, or maybe even from like the pavement below your foot, like the paved path below your feet, like as you walk into the building. And you don't see this, but we see this, and you, Carla, know this information, but Integrity does not. And there's just this reddish, almost rust-colored eye, like that looking through from the darkness before the stone is replaced and the eye vanishes.
I do not like this.
That's very spooky.
What the fuck?
Oh, wait, I remember we have seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one that
you've seen it
Whistler
before.
saw in the hole?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When he pulled the drawer out of the way. Yeah. In the necromancy department.
Scary.
Oh, howdy there. I hope you're enjoying this episode of Trials and Trebuchets, brought to you in an MP3 format. Isn't that so convenient, everyone,
Wow,
to just
so
download your
convenient.
episodes?
Yeah.
Wow, I
Oh
would
my
choose
gosh,
to listen to my
it's so
episodes
convenient.
in
I
any
love
different way.
convenience.
Yeah. Wouldn't you love to forsake convenience and physical space in your home for a lovely commemorative decoration?
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
What?
I love giving myself a hard time. Because
Oh,
if there's
well-
a harder thing to do something, then why not do the harder thing than the easier thing?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you asked, because I have just the product for you. In commemoration of our 2 years of making this wonderful show with all of my friends, we have produced a cassette version of certain episodes of Trials and Trebuchets.
Wow.
Wow,
Tell
that's
me
so
more.
cool.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh
Wow.
my
How do we
gosh,
get
that's
one?
revolutionary.
Amazing.
How did you come up with that?
Brilliant.
Outstanding.
Tell us more.
Well, I would love some help in explaining what it was, instead of all of you just being essentially
okay. So
like,
cassettes are these
audio.
things that you put into a cassette player, and there's like this tape thing that goes zoom, zoom, zoom. And so you need a cassette player to play it.
But if you don't
Wow,
have that, it's a
Carla.
really nifty
So-
decoration.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
you
do
can
look
make it
very
into like a
beautiful.
Christmas decoration and hang it off your tree.
And the covers of them are designed by a really cool artist who does some stuff for us, Jakob Harich.
Yeah, and if you check out our Instagram, or if you're a patron already, you've probably already seen the concept art for it. But if you check out our Instagram, we'll also have some art of the beautiful case art done by Jakob. It's absolutely gorgeous. You should absolutely try to get one of these things just for the art. The episodes are kind of garbage because they're ours, but the art is outstanding.
So join up.
So,
How can they
speaking
join?
of episodes,
Speaking of
never
episodes first, before we talk about how they can join,
speaking of
Okay.
episodes,
This is a dumpster
yeah,
fire.
we've selected 5 episodes. Each one of those is our personal favorite. So
yeah, I chose my favorite.
I chose my favorite.
I chose my favorite.
I think I chose my favorite.
I chose someone else's favorite to be against the grain.
And then we made a bunch of them. And so if you enter into this giveaway, how you might enter into this giveaway, we'll get to that in a second. But if you enter into the giveaway and you win, you'll get one of our favorite episodes. But how can we enter?
We're gonna make a post on our social media pages. There's gonna be one on Discord, on our Discord server, which is in the link in our episode descriptions. There's gonna be one on our Twitter, which is twitter.com/trialsandtrebs. There's gonna be one on our Instagram, which is instagram.com/trialsandtrebs. And it's gonna be a little giveaway post. What you're gonna have to do is like the post, tag a friend, and you will be entered.
Tell us your favorite episode also. I think that would be fun.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fun,
also
yeah.
fun.
That's very fun.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see how wrong we are about what people's favorite episodes are versus our favorite episodes.
That's true. I like that. That's cute.
This giveaway will be going up today, in fact.
Today, January 27th, 2021.
Today.
And when is it going to be ending, Ben?
It's going to be ending on the 9th.
9th of what month?
On the 9th of February. So that's about 2 weeks from now.
And we'll have a little thing next week to remind you, just in case you don't. But boy howdy, get in there early so that you can be entered. Also, if you're a $25 patron already, you already might know this, but you're already gonna get one for free. Well, not for free. You're already a patron, so you gave us money for it.
You don't have to
For
spend
no
more
additional
money.
cost.
as a thank you for your patronage this past year, because it has been a year since we had the Patreon running, we are going to be giving all of our $25 patrons a cassette. No giveaway needed. You just get one. Just make sure that your shipping address is on your account there so that we can get it to you.
Wow, cheering, wow.
Wow. And
that's
that's
cool.
it. Wow. I hope that all of you enter and all of you get it. They look awesome. It's super fun. They're very nifty and cool. The box art, as stated, is amazing. And that's it. I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode.
Enjoy.
Finally, Winsler and Serenep, you are scurrying on your way, also across these lovely paved paths at Wildcliff. The moonlight is less ominous when you're together in this cold darkness, as opposed to your friend Integrity Idleberry, who's currently having a slightly scary time. The two of you are walking together, or rushing towards the greenhouses. To describe it, the greenhouses and like divination building are close by, and the transmutation building, if you recall, Winsler is close by with its large tower sticking out the top. If you recall, you threw a window, book out the window.
Criminal
smashed the
always returns
greenhouses.
to the scene of the crime.
And so walking the way that you are, you have to go up the campus of Wildcliff isn't flat, like there's slopes and stuff and like differences of elevation. And like typically the back of the camp, like the further into like the cavern, or like this campus, like near the archives, is at a higher elevation than the front of the campus near where the cliff is.
Yes.
And that's just to like help with water running off in case rain or other stuff gets in here. But since the paths are flat, or mostly flat, that means that there's differences of elevation every now and again. And so the way that this boils down is the greenhouses are just on a small terrace. So you have to go up a beautiful set of stairs to get there. And it's just this nice carved in stone, curved staircase. But you climb up here. Your investigation checks were 19 and in the 20s, if I recall.
Mine was an unnatural 20.
Okay, perfect. And so the two of you take a peek in peeking through the windows of a couple of these greenhouses. Winsler, there's 4 of them, to make a note. Winsler, not the greenhouse you had broken into, but the one next to it. You notice that the handle to this one is like, it looks like it's been jimmied a few too many times and is just permanently broken.
Oh.
Like the lock doesn't quite work, but it looks like it still works. Unless
breaking into the greenhouses, what's happening?
Yeah, it looks like people keep breaking into the greenhouses and just have broken this lock. And you can very easily enter into this one. The two of you taking your time, as much time as you can, to look around in here, you do notice what looks like the outline of okay, first of all, you notice that it's very damp in here. Like shockingly so. Like almost like there was a torrential rain, when in fact there was no rain last night or the past couple of days even.
The sprinklers must have gone on the fritz.
The roofs, like the greenhouse has like a solid roof, right? Like there's no way for water to get in here. So whoever was watering just went absolutely crazy, it would seem. Additionally, you see the outline as if someone laid down in the soil, as you might to do a snow
a
angel.
chalk outline?
A mulch angel.
Is that what you're trying to tell me? That's what it sounds like you're telling me right now.
Somewhat, you see in the soil the outline of a tall and thin body. What might be very easily associated with Aira Allaro. You see what looks like the imprint of Aira Allaro lying there. You don't see Aira Allaro. There's just evidence that she was lying there.
Okay.
And as you both mull over this for a couple of seconds, Serenep, you move some bushes to get a better view, because from like the angle that you're looking at it isn't quite like, you're like, oh, what, like Winsler sees it and he's like, oh, look at this, and then you move some bushes, like some leaves out of the way, and you see also, as if they were standing right next to this, a odd set of footprints. It looks like there's 2 sets of feet that are connected at the heel, if that makes sense.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Like like 1 foot facing that direction and 1 foot facing that direction, and then 2 of them. It's very strange looking.
As an audio listener, I'm sure that direction will really.
Sorry.
So,
There's 2
for some
feet
reason-
that come from the same heel in opposite directions.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awkward.
And then 2 normal
what this-
feet.
Like a frog?
beside
You know
it.
what this reminds me of?
What, Sam? Oh, Sam's doing jutsus. Stop.
I don't know the proper name for that.
That's odd.
Like when you're a kid and you stand heel to heel with someone to measure your height relative to one another.
Yes.
Except it's just
Okay.
except it looks like that pair of feet just belongs to one being.
Ew.
And Winsler,
Gross.
can you give me a Arcana or History check?
Yes. It's the same check for me because I both have proficiency.
Okay.
That's a
Lucas
12.
smiling. Conniving.
12?
That's a 12.
They
Oh,
look something about the way those feet are. Like it just like you're like, that looks incredibly familiar and I should know what that is.
I got nothing.
And additionally, yeah, beyond that, you don't know. You just know that it strikes something in your mind that's like, ugh, there's something there, but I don't got it. Additionally, there are muddied footprints on the ground, both in a regular set of footprints, which might be Aira's, and in this other set of footprints. And they're just these muddied footprints on the stone that seem to leave the greenhouse if you'd like to follow them.
Follow those
Yes.
footprints.
Well, actually, was there anything else like on the ground besides like the indent and the footprints? Like, was there anything else we could notice? Like maybe something
Like an indent of a backpack. It seems like it was avoided lying on any plants, and it was like a very odd contortion of the body to like avoid lying on anything and just dirt.
Okay. Okay, let's follow
Um,
footprints.
Okay. You leave this greenhouse. Are you all either one of you being kind of like sneaky about this?
I
no.
would expect so. It is like 11 o'clock at night.
I love that. No. Yeah, I expect so.
I feel like,
Okay.
like, because like
It only takes one
'Cause
to
here's the
not be
thing,
cautious
us-
to be caught.
us going. So here's my thought process.
Yeah.
Us going to the planar
Greenhouse?
research
Oh.
building,
Yeah.
that was expected of us. People would not be surprised
Yeah.
to see us going there, but us leaving there to go to random other places, especially because we just left a greenhouse that was very clearly broken into. I believe that Sereneth would err on the side of caution.
Yeah, but we have a
and
clear reason
like-
for being out here, though.
we do, but if someone was walking by and like saw us, mind you, who would be walking by this late at night? But I think she would
Who
err
could
on the side of
walk?
caution.
Who could walk by us? The golems? No. Not this time. I think not.
Dead.
Winslow took
That's
care of
true.
that problem.
No Jeeds to stop us
That's-
now.
You can
This is
be,
like Sarah Neptune Winsler, like him talking her out of like,
Yeah.
don't cast invisibility on us. No one's gonna see us. Like,
Yeah.
We have a
So this is the
valid
conversation
reason.
you have as you like gingerly Winslow like swings open the the greenhouse door. You catch it before it like slams against the glass, and like you're like, "Wait, we need to be a bit quieter." And you have this conversation as you follow the footprints. Fair enough, you gingerly close this broken door as if so as not to make a big sound, and you follow these footprints. So the greenhouses are lined like they're a typical, like if you imagine a greenhouse with like a it has like the curved it's like a long semicircle.
Yeah.
You know, a greenhouse, right?
I know what you're talking
And
about.
yeah, and so there are arranged in like a row almost, and so there's 2 that are spaced fairly closely together, and then a large space, and then the other 2, right? And
Okay.
in between, in that like large space, there's a big statue with a square plinth. On the plinth is probably 4 feet high, right? And there's like a
Well, I
lovely
can't read
inscription
it.
on it. There's an inscription on the front of it that's like at eye level for you, Winsler. And then on top of that plinth is what looks like a very large bird bath that also then raises, like the edge of the bird bath is another 4 feet high, so 8 feet total. And then emerging from the bird bath, almost like flying, like it's not connected. It's magic. Floating slightly above the bird bath is a very large hummingbird. And you see the footprints lead up to the backside of this statue.
There's so many goddamn birds.
There's a lot of birds.
First it was snakes, now it's birds.
Snakes are passe.
Snakes are so last week. It's all about the birds now.
Now we got birds.
I guess I'm gonna follow them up the steps.
Behind the statue.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sorry.
I just stopped understanding English for a second. You go around to the back of the statue. There is... Are you familiar, Sam and Ben, with how, like, what, like, a gear shift looks like? Where, like, the little pattern on the gear shift where it's like, oh, turn the handle that way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
To, like, switch gears.
Yeah.
It's very similar to that, I guess I would say, which is to say that on the back of this plinth, this square plinth,
Yep.
it is, with the plinth by itself is 4 feet by 4 feet. So the bottom is essentially just a cube, right? And so
Fascinating.
along the top, there's a horizontal, like, crevice that
Yep.
looks like it's carved into the stone,
Yep.
right?
Okay.
And then there are 2 vertical crevices that are not attached in any way.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just a big hole, almost like
Okay.
something you could put like your entire arm into. And next to the hole,
Oh no.
and next to the and next to the hole, it says there's this very specifically, if you were to look closely and like it's engraved, it's like carved in, caution still in development.
If this turns into
Oh.
the beginning of the cat lady, I can't really threaten you right now, but I'll think of something.
What did the two of you do?
Well, do the footprints just end?
The footprints end here.
Is there any like mud or dirt
There's
on the statue?
Yeah, there's some mud on the statue itself. You can both of you can make another investigation at this
I would
point,
like to
because
do
I'm not going
Yeah.
to keep counting that old one.
Yeah.
Hey,
Because I don't
there we
want to do
go.
what I don't want to do what I know I have to do. Because I think
Well,
of
if you
both of
won't
us,
do
I
it,
have
I
the
will.
longer arms, so that is.
Yeah, but I have the will. I have the willingness and self-sacrifice to do what is necessary.
That is
Incredible.
a 16 plus 2, so 18.
Okay.
I
and what
got
did
a
you get, Ben?
23.
Okay. Serenep, your eyes you're like very concerned with these holes and crevices in the back. And like looking in the moonlight, you can make out that there's like a socket in each of them, right? If that makes sense.
Like something has to be
Like
put
it looks
into
like there's
it, or something has to get taken.
like a lever or some
Oh,
yeah, like a
okay.
lever or something, I think would be your estimation.
Okay.
And it's almost like a broom handle sized hole. And then in the one that's literally just, those are for the crevices, and then the one that's just a hole that looks like you could put your arm in it, that's pretty wide in diameter. You see in there what looks like, on like a hose or like a tap, like the kind of valve that you, like you see one of those and a button.
Okay.
Winsler, you see as you're like looking around for more mud and dirt, seeing as this is your leading, this is like your guiding principle is mud and dirt.
This
You
is my
see-
specialty.
You look up at the beak of this hummingbird and you see that it is slightly ill-fitted in the front of this bird's head, and there is a single muddied handprint on it.
Wait, hummingbird.
And your assumption would be that that beak can pop out. It looks like that beak pops out.
Yep.
Ah, I see.
We don't need a broom handle. We have a hummingbird nose.
Aha.
Oh god. Okay.
So, what's the play?
I'm gonna climb.
Oh,
I
okay.
am going to
I am
climb.
right here, dude.
Oh,
Please
no.
don't hurt yourself.
Winsler pursues bouldering as a passion. Give me an athletics check, bud.
Oh, shit.
I know that's like your forte, so I
It
expect you
is
to ace this
4.
Oh my gosh.
one.
Oh, Winslow.
That's with bonuses?
I have no bonuses, dude. I have 10 strength.
Okay. Serenep, you see Winsler, he's like, What do you say? What do you say when you grab onto the statue and start climbing it? Do you say anything to Serenep?
I'm gonna climb the statue.
I think can I say with
And then he
with
just
what I rolled, would it make sense that she'll look at him, be like, "What?" and she'll look up and she'll see and she'll be like, "Oh, okay."
yeah, like yeah. It's 12 feet in the air though, so you couldn't just grab it with your hand, unfortunately. But you do see Winsler say, "Watch, I'm gonna climb this statue," and then just grab hold of like that edge that's like 4 feet up. He like even jumps up a little bit to grab on that edge, and then tries to like pull himself up using the strength of his fingertips. And you just see him like to Winsler, you're like full exertion, like every single muscle in your entire body. Like you feel like your fingertips are gonna rip off, and you'd be like, all this living on a farm's never helped me so good. Like I wouldn't be able to do it. And Serenep, you just see he's not moving at all. He's just shaking. And he's just like,
I think Serenep's
and his face is just turning bright red.
Serenep's gonna watch for a couple of seconds. Just to kind of like give him the moment to like try and prove himself, and then she's gonna say, "You know I can cast levitate, right?"
No, I'm almost there. I can do it.
Winsler, Winsler, you're a good friend. You've proven yourself many times. You're not moving.
Winsor, you could barely hear her over your own heartbeat, like bum 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 bum, and you're like just shaking, and you're like,
he's gonna notice he's not moving, and she's gonna like walk over and like put her hand under his armpits and like lift him up so he's not like grabbing onto it anymore.
Yeah,
and she's gonna say, "I'm gonna." I can cast levitate.
I'm doing it.
No, actually, she just suddenly casts levitate, and he can lift himself, but she doesn't like lift him up too fast, but like she lets him like pick himself up all the way to the top.
Yeah, Winsor, like, you've pushed past that mental barrier, or you've pushed past that physical barrier, because you know that all it takes is just mental fortitude at this point, right? Like, what are limits? What are physical limits when you need to do the impossible? And your body suddenly feels weightless as you start climbing up, and you reach up and grab this hummingbird beak and can pull it firmly from its slot. It looks to be about 1.5 feet long, and the end seems to be like, it seems like a perfect sized thing to go in that slot. And you can
I'm just gonna stay up there for a little bit and go like, ah.
Oh, and you got a 24 on investigation?
23.
23 on investigation. So you stand up there triumphant for a few moments, staring up, you're like, yeah, great job. Knowing that levitation has been used. And then, Winslow, you can climb down, still feeling weightless and great, right? Almost like floaty, almost. Woo! Like you're not sure if you're just lightheaded or something's going on.
All that blood pumping.
It's the effects of levitation. As you're climbing down, there's bird bath. You reach it, and there's a little bit of water inside of it, like standing water. It has a bit of algae growing in it. It doesn't seem to be like moved very often, or it seems very stagnant. You see, as you like crouch down to like your face is like at that level because you're holding onto the rim of the bird bath to like let yourself down before you just drop to the ground. And you see etched into the base, like the inside of that bird bath, what looks like 1,000 little winged snakes.
Oh no, bird snakes.
Bird snakes.
It's combined.
It's all coming together.
They've
birds
merged.
And snakes. Fucking bird snakes.
And so you can descend, and you and Saranath, how do you want to go about this?
And that little detail? Gone. Completely.
I just realized.
See it once.
I
now
said
I don't
bird
see it.
snake.
Doesn't
What I
exist.
meant was a dragon.
All gone.
That's the other word for bird snake.
Not there anymore.
Okay, so what do you two want to do? How do you do it?
We will insert the beak of the hummingbird into one of those slots.
Which one? There's a horizontal one on the top, and then let's say one on the left and one on the right.
Which one looks like it was more recently used?
Like, is there mud on
They
the
all look
rim
like
kind
they've
of
been
thing
recently
from
used.
where,
Shit.
like, the mud on the handprint, like, pushed
There's
against
like
it?
muddied hand. There's muddied hand. Yeah, there's muddied handprints on this. It just kind of looks like all of it's been used recently.
Okay.
Let's do the top first.
Okay, the top is the horizontal one.
Yes.
You slot it slots in the middle, and so you can move it to the left or the right.
Saraneth, which way do you want to go?
Let's say left.
Left-a-rooney it is.
How high up is the
You'll
armhole?
push it to the left.
The armhole?
Yeah, how high is it on
Like,
this?
It's like 2 feet off the ground,
Okay.
Short.
right? Yeah, it's short. So like Serenep, if you wanted to operate this thing, you would have to like crouch down and like
Almost like a
Get in
gnome
there.
designed this.
it's almost like a gnome designed it.
Hmm.
Suspicious.
Winslow, you put the thing in the top, you turn it to the right?
Left.
Left. Sorry. And
Not
you
your left,
see-
my left.
You you hear
Yes.
you hear a popping, like a bunch of cracking rice almost, if that makes sense. Like
Did
as
we
if
just
you're-
find the hidden recipe for Rice Krispies?
Oh my god.
And you see the roofs, these curved roofs of the greenhouses, like the doors on a wing doors on a car lift up, as if they're pivoting from the center point, right? As if they're pivoting
What
from a
the
point
fuck?
along the very center. They all just lift straight up in the air.
The greenhouse is a transformer.
Oh my god, they all connect into one thing.
Incredible.
Terrified. Turns into a dragon.
Okay.
Put it back and move it to
and
the
now they're
right.
just magically floating in the air, it seems.
All right, let's move it back to the right then.
Yeah, let's see what
You
that
move
way
it
does.
all the way far to the right.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that, and instead of pivoting from like the center, they seem to, as you push it back to the middle, they go back to normal greenhouse looking things, and then as you push it all the way over to the other side, it's almost like they open up like a flower.
What the fuck?
So like the base of the wall/ceiling of the greenhouse is still like touching the ground now, but the top part is no longer touching. And you hear like slight clinking as the glass from the greenhouses like hit each other.
The fuck?
What? What?
What would you like to do
Okay.
next?
How long is this beak?
The beak is
Lever
about 1.5
thing.
feet.
Cool. I am going to do a thing.
Oh?
I am going to conjure a copy.
Oh! Okay.
And I'm going to slot it into the right vertical.
The right vertical. Okay.
The
What would
glass
you like to
ceiling
do?
just completely falls off and
Oh,
So
no.
Sarah, you see Windsor conjure this glowing secondary hummingbird beak and slot it in. He looks like he knows what he's doing.
I
But-
do not.
Uh-huh. Confidence.
What do you do?
Let's make it go up.
Okay. You slot it in, and holding the one on top in like the horizontal slider in place, you move this one up. You feel like if you were in the modern day, you would feel like a heavy equipment operator. And you slide it up. This one feels like you need to actually put a little bit of force behind it, but it does move. And you see the floor of the greenhouse, all
Aha!
4 floors of the greenhouse, raise 15
Aha.
feet out of the ground,
Aha!
leaving behind large empty pits where dirt once was.
Okay.
The flower, or all the vegetation and everything also just lifts up in the air. You probably
Oh.
see a couple like bugs and worms and stuff just drop and fall back to the earth.
Is there
But,
anything in these holes?
It seems to be just empty dirt holes. A bunch of water's draining really quickly, and you can see like the soil quivering, almost like magic is struggling to hold it aloft.
Uh-oh.
I would say put them back down, please.
All right, pull it down.
Okay. You pull it down to neutral, like the middle,
Pull it down.
down. They
All
sink
down.
They sink 15 feet into the ground.
Cool.
What?
Cool.
So now you have opened the greenhouses up and then just sunk the ground of the greenhouses down into the ground.
Okay, so the greenhouse
What
where
the fuck?
we guess Aira was
Mhm.
very like moist, and I think that was part of this. So whatever came to her had to use this mechanism or something to like get out. So I think we're on the right track, but I also am just, and she just kind of just stares at the mechanism, and she's going to
All right.
say like, I think we should try the armhole, or at least one of the other 2 like openings on the side. Maybe if we activate everything, it'll open something.
Turn everything on.
Turn
Turn
everything
everything on,
on.
but something will happen.
Okay.
We've already messed with this
So
thing,
what
so
do
now
you-
there's like the other stuff.
Yeah, there's 2 kind of things left. One is the hole that has a large diameter that you could put your hand in that has like the valve or like the turning wheel in there.
Yeah.
And another one is another one of these slider things. Which one do you want to do?
Let's try the arm thing first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to see, because the left one might just do exactly the same as the right one.
Okay. Who's
I
gonna
had to
put
guess.
who puts their arm in?
I'll do it.
And what arm?
I
What arm?
will put.
Never ask that
in-
question.
Never ask
Ever
the question.
fucking ask that question.
Serenep is going through her head like, okay,
Banned.
something happens to my arm. I'm left-handed. I'm gonna put
Big
my
trouble.
right arm in.
Oh.
Okay. You stick your right
Put
arm
your
in.
right arm in.
Feel a little stone button and a little wheel or valve, like similar to again what you would see on like an outdoor hose.
Okay.
Hmm.
I think. So I'm guessing turning it is like going to be. It's like on a shower where you can turn it to change the heat, but then it doesn't turn on until you pull it out. So I think turning it will turn it. Will just change something, and then pressing
We'll, like,
the button will turn
set
it on.
and then pressing the button will turn it on.
So I think she's going to press the button first.
You're not going to turn the valve or anything.
Well, like I don't know what the valve is changing
Or-
until I turned it on.
Okay.
I think that'll
You
logic.
press the button. This is good logic. You press the button.
Self-destruct imminent.
Oh no.
You press the button. You press the button, and you hear like a.
What?
Is that a yell of a person or just
No, just from the air around, you hear a.
Okay, she's
As
gonna
if something just ran out of as if the world just ran out of breath.
is the valve like is it turned all the way one way, like it can only go one way, or is it two different ways?
As you play with it, it seems to just go one
Okay,
way.
so she's
but it seems to just keep. It seems like there's notches on it. Like there's 9. Like as you turn it, you feel it click every time you do a full rotation. You feel a click.
okay, she's gonna start slowly rotating it, and she's going to be like, I guess, paying attention to the atmosphere and like everything around them to see if anything changes.
Okay. Are you holding the button down? Well, you only have one hand in here. You can only fit one hand in here. So you're just gonna turn it and then see if something's changing.
Yes.
Okay. How many times do you want to turn it?
So you said each full rotation is a click. Is that right?
Yes.
I think with a full rotation and she hears the click, she'll wait a couple seconds to see if she hears anything. If she doesn't hear anything, she's going to try pressing the button again and seeing if it has to be
Okay.
like turned first and then turned on.
So you turn this little wheel once. You hear a loud or a very satisfying click, right?
Yes.
As if something has mechanically happened. You then you wait a couple seconds, nothing happens, no weird breathing out sound, and you will hit this little stone button. And then from a small sphere above each of the greenhouses, it begins to rain gently upon the greenhouses.
And it said it was like
and Winsler, you're just watching. You're like,
Sprinkler.
you see it filling up a little bit because it's sunken into the ground at this point, and the soil's already wet and stuff like that. And as the soil gets all wet, you feel the ground underfoot start to move. And sorry, I'm putting the cart before the horse. You see the hummingbird. The statue kind of moves its little feet down and grabs hold of the rim of the bowl, and you see its little stone wings flutter as it pulls the ground up. The ground that you are all standing on.
Oh, that's fun.
So like a little 10 by 10 square around where the hummingbird statue is just starts to rise very slowly from the ground. Would you like to get off?
Yeah.
Before
Abandoned ship.
we completely jump off, Serenif is gonna pull up the greenhouses to regular, so it's not like flooding the area itself. Well, not flooding the area, but
okay.
like just gets everywhere.
As you pull the switch up to regular, the hummingbird stops being animated and everything starts this platform starts sinking back into the ground.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
pulls it back down.
Reverse.
And you pull the switch back down. Everything reverses. The floors of the greenhouses stay sunken into the earth, and the hummingbird flaps its wings. The two of you can get off of this little platform if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you stand there for probably... So all of this took 6 or 7 minutes. I want to be very clear about that.
Oh shit.
And
shit.
so you stand there for another 15 seconds, kind of probably impatiently, as this hummingbird seems to struggle with its tiny little wings going like very quickly to pull a large stone up from the ground, and inside.
Can she still reach over? Sorry. Can she still like reach over and put her arm back in to the thing?
Oh, it's like way up there now.
Okay.
Well, bye.
It's like there's the statue,
See ya.
and then the area surrounding the statue also raises up, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And underneath the statue, it looks like a small room almost raises up, just a small empty room, and the floor inside this. Does that make sense? Am I almost like a gazebo lifts up out of the ground with this statue on top, right?
Cool.
Does that make sense?
Elevator.
Yes.
And you see the floor of this gazebo, which is lifted up out of the ground, has muddied footprints on it. 2 sets of muddied footprints. One belonging to a person with regular oriented feet, and another with that double set of feet that you saw.
Well, shit.
You have 3 minutes until you're supposed to start heading home.
Okay. I think looking at this whole situation might not be safe to, leave this here without like investigating it. What are your thoughts?
I'm conflicted.
I'm very conflicted too, but my main worry right now is Aira's safety.
Technically, Integrity
Technically.
gave us 10 minutes. We leave for Isithil in 13 minutes.
Would you just look it on your what?
I don't
just
have a
look at?
watch. That was for dramatic effect.
Yes.
It's just drawn on his wrist.
Oh, cute.
That's adorable.
Serenep rests her index finger against her chin and she says, "That is technically true."
So, technically, if we find Aira and we find her and bring her out and we get there before we're actually supposed to leave, we won't have to worry about this again?
That is a very good point.
Do you step into the gazebo?
Let's do it.
Step in the gazebo.
This is the last time
Fair enough.
Integrity's ever going to be a leader. No, no one listens to her.
Well, goodbye, everybody.
Serenep.
If it was anything but safety of someone, she would have listened to you. I'm sorry.
we have become one with the dirt people.
Serenep and Winsler step,
We joined the
kind of
moles.
like nod their heads in decision that, yeah, we have 13 minutes. It'll go fine.
It's
fine.
Quick
Together,
13-minute adventure.
step into this stone gazebo,
Whee!
and immediately you feel it start to sink back into the ground.
Up.
And
As
I have a plan
Oh.
as a backup in case we get locked forever.
I was about to say, as it starts to descend, Serenep says, "How do we get back out of this?"
Now I know we
As it's already
we
going
weren't
down.
supposed, or I know that artists told us that we were not supposed to bring magic items, but I'm gonna pull from my pocket the scale, and I'm going to finagle it in a way where I can leave a gap.
Perfect. So as it's like going down, you just set it out between the like paved part of the like the paved area, tiled area outside, and you just balance it there, and you just go, good job. Are you going to? So you're activating it, I presume.
Yes.
Okay. And you see as the statue and like regular ground comes back down, it seems to just dead stop as soon as it touches that. And you in your gazebo continue to just, or the floor of the gazebo at least, continues to just descend into the darkness.
So the gazebo is officially
it's
weaker
not-
than a T-Rex.
Correct.
Wow.
And
Cool.
that is where we'll end this episode.
Ooh, okay.
Sam,
Ooh,
could
mystery.
you give us an outro?
Me?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, sure. Hey everyone, thank you so much for listening to episode 106 of Trials and Trebuchets. Great fun we've had here. Lots of dirt.
We're dirt people now.
If you want to help us out, we'd greatly appreciate a rating and review from wherever you have downloaded this podcast. It helps us out a lot. And also, if you want to check out our Instagram or Twitter, we have fan art and we have updates on each episode, little teasers, and they're great. And it also, in the description of those, gives you a link to our Discord where you can talk to a bunch of cool people who are awesome and talented. And we just kind of goof around in there. We talk about serious stuff sometimes. It's mostly goofing around, though. And we also have, like, episode listens. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And also, if you want to do a little more, and we are not saying you have to do this, we also have a Patreon and different tiers. You get different stuff. It's all very cool stuff. If you want to check out what different tiers offer, then 100% go to Patreon/Trials and Trebs, I believe it is.
Yes. Patreon.com/Trials and Trebs.
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you everyone for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this dirt episode. Next time on Trials and Trebuchets, who knows?
Who knows?
See you then.
More
See ya.
dirt.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.